Hi guys, it's Miss Jeannie again. Each day, I will pray and for the good Lord to keep your family safe and that everything is going well. And you all be obedient to your parents and listen, because at this time now it's all about safety and the concern of others, okay? So, we're jumping back in it. This is day 4, which is April the 2nd, and we're still doing math. This is the first week of math, and today is more work with 3-digit divisors. I will read the instructions, but I really don't feel that I need to just go into depth with the 3-digit divisors, because on the previous pages, on page 135 is where we introduced that under the class practice. So this will just be like a simple reminder, but I will read the instructions. Okay? To estimate the quotient when the second digit of a 3-digit divisor is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, you divide by one or more than the first digit of the divisor, Okay? This is coming from the divisibility sheet that we went over for almost 3 days. We reviewed that because I was trying to help you all to know by looking at the numbers what they end in will help you to decide how to divide and how to reduce your fractions. Remember that? Okay, now for the facts of more work with 3-digit divisors. 1, remember that division often involves trial and error. Everyone, including myself, makes errors. So listen, it's okay. Don't get upset. That's why the 5 rules to division is so important. If you go back step by step, if you run across a problem, look at the 5 steps to division. I guarantee you that it will help you and it will assist you to the point of where your error is, so you may finish that equation, okay? And estimation does not always work. And you can't like look at it and just say, well, I'll just put this answer. You cannot. You have to follow it through. You have to get it done to see where your error is, so that that particular error will not always be repeated, okay? And number 2, always multiply the quotient by the real divisor, not the estimated divisor. Now, that is very important. I will read that one again. Number 2, always multiply the quotient, which is your answer to division, the top number, which is the quotient is the answer, by the real divisor, the divisor that is given, not one that you estimated to try to fit, to bring all of that together. It's like a deck of cards. When you split them, you divide them in half, and you fold them into one another, it's like all of them are just coming together. That's the way division is. Okay, so the class practice, you will divide and check on page 137. It's the same process from where we began, okay? And then number 2, you would divide and write the remainder as a fraction in lowest terms. So for part 2 on page 137, if you have a remainder and once you put it over your divisor, you must look carefully to see if that needs to be reduced. You need to reduce it, because if you do not, on a quiz or a test, that will be marked wrong. So always be vigilant. Always look at what you're doing and always understand the instructions. Pay attention to the instructions. Okay? And number 3, you're going to solve the story problem, which we have been doing throughout this week, finding the clue words in the story problems to help us understand which mathematical function we need for these equations, whether we add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Okay? You guys have this. You all are a smart group of kids. Okay? Now I'm moving on because I really feel there's not much time that I need to spend on page 137. So this is still under April the 2nd. This is still Thursday, okay? So we're moving to page 138. In 138, we will solve and check, and here are some problems to review, because I told you it constantly reviews all the material to make sure that you understand, and at these times of reviewing, that is when you ask the questions, work the problems to see whether the error is. If you cannot figure it out yourself, that is when you come ask me to help you, and I will go to the board with you and we will work it through to show you, and then I will circle where your error is if it happens to be one particular thing, okay, that you need to pay attention to, okay? So number 5 is fill in the blank with less than, greater than, or equal to. And these are just simple problems. Let me show you this. If you have, this is greater than, less than, and equal to. If you have a problem like 7 times 2 is greater than, less than, or equal to 10 plus 4. Look at this. 7, and you solve the equation under each one so you will understand. First, 7 times 2 is 14. We all know that. And 10 plus 4 is 14. Now that we have solved the equation on both sides, to fill in whether it's greater than, less than, or equal to, you look at your answer. If this side is 14 and this side is 14, then 7 times 2 and 10 plus 4 are equal, because you have 14 on each side, okay? That's what number 5 is. And please, before you try to find out greater than, less than, or equal to, work the equation first and look at what you are working with, what your answers are. If they are not equal, to see which side is larger or smaller than the other, and then you put the appropriate sign. Okay? Now that's the key to that. All right, the review. Number 6. Now we're going way back. You ever heard your parents say, oh, we're going back in the day. Remember? Okay, so we haven't worked with milliliters, hectograms, decograms, I'm telling you, in a while. But this is what the review is all about. You have to fill in the blank with the correct metric prefix, okay? So if you look at anytime, if you see, I'll erase this because I don't want to confuse anyone. If you see a problem like 1 over 1,000, now 1,000 in metric is milli. Remember the prefix, milli. So you automatically know that's milli. And if you see 1 over 100, you know it is centi, because century is 100 years. Deca is 10, okay? So that's how you remember that. And number 7, follow the signs. The same as subtraction problem that I had on the board. Now these are addition problems, where you have 3 whole numbers, each one followed by a fraction. You have to find the denominator that they have in common, and you go from there. And once you find that denominator, you cross multiply, and then you have to cancel if any of your numerators are larger. The top is larger than smaller than the rest of them. That's when you would have to borrow, okay? And solving the puzzle, this is cute. You have a little puzzle. I hate to say this animal, but it's like in the shape of a snake. And the starting point you have, and it's different colors, it's color coded. So what you would have to do, start with, it reads starts, and finish, that will be your answer. So you have 2 times 8 plus 4, divided by 4 plus 3 times 9 minus 3 divided by 6. and your answer, once you do all those mathematical functions, you'll come up with your answer. So if you have 2 times 8, which is 16, okay? 16 divided by 4 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 times 9 is 63. 63 minus 3 is 60. And 60 divided by 6 is 10. And that's all you do. You just follow each one step by step in what you need to do. Okay? Those are a lot of fun. You also have another one. Okay? This day went rather quickly. So that gets it for Thursday. Guys, if you have any questions, which I do not feel you will have any questions, I just want you to be safe, do your work, and continue to be obedient to your parents. And I'll see you next time, okay? Take care.